Hey everyone, it's Beanabox here with a tutorial on how to achieve proper crochet maintenance for your lovely lock clients. Not only will I be thoroughly explaining step by step how to do the crocheting method, but I will also be showing you different hand positions and 2 ways to practice this method outside of your clients. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First, I'll start off by explaining hand positions. With your non-dominant hand, you will use your index finger and thumb to hold the lock in place as you are crocheting. You don't want to pinch the lock, but you do want to apply enough pressure on the lock so that when you begin crocheting, the lock itself doesn't go flying out of place. With your dominant hand, you will use your index finger, middle finger, and thumb to hold the dreadlock crochet tool in place. The way you position the fingers to hold the tool is very similar to how a K looks in sign language. The only difference is you hold the tool at the tips of your fingers. You want to apply enough pressure to hold the tool in place, but you do not want to pinch the tool in place because it can cause finger cramping. So again, your non-dominant hand holds the lock in place, while your dominant hand is used to hold the dreadlock crochet tool in place. Now that you know finger positioning, I'll explain the tool position. When holding the tool, your index finger should be placed on top of the tool, on the side where the hook is not, while your middle finger and thumb are just beneath the side where the hook is located. Now that I've explained hand and tool positioning, I'll explain 2 different methods that will help you learn and practice the motion in which you should be using the dreadlock tool to achieve the proper crochet maintenance. The first method that I will be partially explaining is actual crocheting. Crocheting is very similar to doing crochet maintenance because you are using the same weaving motion. The same way that you create and do what is called a chain link for crochet is the same way that you entrap hairs back into the lock, like crochet maintenance. Crochet is where you can learn and get accustomed to a weaving, back and forth, twist and turning motion. Your non-dominant hand is used to hold the yarn in place while distributing, and your dominant hand still does all the work and creates the chain links. See how my finger positions are similar to those that I explained a few minutes ago? This is why I recommend this method, because so many of the characteristics of crochet are used for actual crochet maintenance that is used for locks. The second method that I'll be explaining is how to do crochet maintenance on weave. In a sense, this is just showing you how to create lock extensions, but for the purpose of this video, this is still a way of practicing crochet maintenance. The hair that you see me using here now is called springy Afro twist hair, but I highly recommend using Marley or human hair bulks as these really mock the actual texture of locks. I had to ball and mat the hair up that I used because it didn't have enough volume and it would have been too thin to work with, especially for a crochet maintenance tutorial. Now, this is where we take everything that I've explained so far in the video, such as the hand positions and movement, and we bring it to life. So you start off by grabbing the hair and holding it between your index finger and thumb on your non-dominant hand. Remember to apply pressure and not pinch. With your dominant hand, you're going to hold the dreadlock tool and make sure your index finger slides against the tool without being stopped by the hook part. This is how you know that you are holding the tool correctly. Your middle finger and thumb should be just beneath the index finger, holding the tool in place, not pinching. Just to drop another hidden gem for you all, when crocheting, be sure that the needle stays on top or just above the center of your index finger on your non-dominant hand. This will prevent you from poking and stabbing yourself while you're crocheting. When beginning, make sure that your non-dominant hand is holding the hair in place. And while your non-dominant hand is holding the hair in place, make sure that your dominant hand is faced away from you, meaning that the back of your hand is visible, and also meaning that the hook is faced away from you. Using the hook part of the tool, grab hair from either the top or the center of your index finger on your non-dominant hand. Bring the hooked hair to the side of your dominant hand. Turn your hand back and glide the tool behind the hair so that both your palm and the hook are facing you. Grab hair from the non-dominant side. With the hair you just hooked, pull that through the piece that you started with and then turn your hand again so that the back of it is visible. Now to use what we just went over and apply it to our client. We covered just about everything, but we haven't yet covered finger rolling with your non-dominant hand. Finger rolling is another important motion to know, so we'll go over that shortly. Until then, I'll be showing you all close-ups on how to achieve crochet maintenance on natural locks. Here, you may realize that after crocheting, when you get ready to retwist, your hard work unravels. That's why finger rolling is important. With it, you are able to bring hairs from all sides of the lock, not just on top or behind, but from left and right. Finger rolling while crocheting is what causes that hold and formation of the lock that you were looking for. It's what really entraps those loose natural hairs or hairs that broke away from the lock over time back into the lock, causing that formation. Here is where I slow the clip down so you can see everything done in one motion. And just to drop another hidden gem, when finger rolling, start from the end of your index finger and roll the lock just behind the tip of your finger so that you can still hold it in between your index and your thumb. In a quick motion, you can bring the lock back to the center of your finger in its new position and repeat as needed. Crochet for at least 3 to 4 weaving motions between each finger roll and slowly work your way down the lock as you crochet. And that's the end of the tutorial, guys. Attached with the video link came some Amazon links to every tool and all the hair that I used for this video. I hope this tutorial was as informational and as helpful as expected. Be sure to watch this video as many times as you need to, rewind it as many times as you need to, and use it as many times as you need to. Be sure to leave a review and stay tuned for our next tutorial.